Hey guys, so we have a very good question here from a person that's called jsanta319 on YouTube. He said, Adrian, which phone do you prefer, the Samsung Galaxy S2 or the Galaxy Note? I'm deciding between the two, and I would like to hear your thoughts regarding each device. Thanks. So I know I already made a couple of videos about these, comparing them, but I know it could be hard to find those videos because I'm uploading so many videos. Plus that this, it's always good now. I've been using them even more, the phones, and I've been getting more experience. And I think I'm the right guy to answer this question because I've been owning a black Samsung Galaxy S2, which I did smash with a sledgehammer, and that was very fun. I now own a white Samsung Galaxy S2, and I've been owning it a couple of months. And in the beginning, I've been using it for a few months, and I loved it. Really did love it. At first, the first few days, I was like, oh, damn, this is a big phone. How will I be able to use this? I should have bought an iPhone. But, eventually, like after a week or so, because I really love the screen. I really loved it, when I was browsing websites and everything. I fell in love with it, okay? A few weeks, I started to fall in love with it, and the Android experience, the home button that you have that back key, that's wonderful. You have that, awesome Gmail. You can go into apps pretty quick and everything. You don't have that poor multitasking. I hate the multitasking in iOS. I really do, that you have to double tap. I mean, that's a retarded system, and I know there's probably a Cydia tweak out there that's probably buggy as hell, though, but it's probably a Cydia tweak there out to fix it, but I really hate the multitasking. Seriously, it sucks. Okay, so you asked here, the Samsung Galaxy S2 or the Galaxy Note. My main phone, I have many phones. I have the Nokia Lumia 800, I have the Nokia N9, I have the iPhone 4S, I have the Galaxy Nexus. I mean, I have a ton of phones. So, what phone am I using all day long? Well, at the beginning, I was using the Samsung Galaxy S2, and eventually, when the news were popping up that Sammy was going to come out with this better phone, or the Galaxy Note, I started to get horny about that. I started to, read news about it. I started to watch videos on it, and I was like, oh my god, that screen is a big fat boy. I need that phone. And at the beginning, I was like telling myself that, I mean, I can't buy this phone. I mean, like, seriously, it's like a huge Galaxy S2. It's like the same experience. But I'm gonna tell you, it's not the same experience because that more screen real estate that you are gonna get with the Galaxy Note, that 1 extra inch, it's really gonna help out. And that stylus pen that you will get, I'm not gonna say that that's something that you're gonna use all day long because I'm not doing it. But sometimes, let's say you want to take a screenshot of something and you just want to highlight something, then I can use the pen, and that's something that's pretty good. And the pen do take up a little bit, on the back, but not, extremely much. And also on the black Samsung Galaxy Note, it's kind of hard to see that button on the stylus, but on the white one, it's much easier because then the pen is white and that button is gray. But the pen is not really something that you're going to use that much. I mean, really, the big thing is, I mean, if you talk about the battery life as well, I mean, you get a much bigger battery on the Galaxy Note, but it's a much bigger screen as well. So I think the battery performance is kind of the same. You get a much smaller battery on the Samsung Galaxy S2, but it's a much smaller screen. So I think the battery experience will be kind of the same. And I mean, the main thing is the screen. At the beginning, before I bought this phone, I was like, I was watching videos on YouTube, like, this is a massive phone. Will I even get it down in my pocket? And I mean, really, if you don't wear like skinny girl jeans, then you won't have an issue to put this bad boy in your pocket. And also at the beginning, I was like, okay, so will you be able to use this phone with just one hand? And you should remember that I'm a small guy. I'm a very small guy, and this phone is like one of the biggest phones ever. So I was like, okay, so I see these guys on YouTube, these are like these real like hardcore guys, like 30 years old, and I'm like, okay, so I see that they handle it with one hand now, and I'm like, can I do this? And yes, it seems like I can. I mean, it's like most, people get used to stuff, and people learn how to control stuff, and that was the same thing with the Galaxy Note. I have not big hands. Okay, I don't have big hands, but you will learn how to control the phone, and this is something that you have to remember. It's a big phone. It's a very big phone, and also with the Galaxy S2, sometimes I'm not sure if you have noted, but sometimes you pro also have to hold the phone in a certain way to kind of click on something on the screen, because the screen is kind of big, and sometimes you need to like move your phone in your hand to get another grip to touch something. But I mean, you will learn that, because we have four, or no, we have four fingers, and we have one thumb on each hand. So I mean, it's no problem. You will learn how to do that, and it's the same thing with the Galaxy Note. It's 1 inch bigger. It won't, if you can handle the Galaxy S2. I don't really think there's going to be a problem in Galaxy Note, but it is a big screen. But boy, do I appreciate the big screen. When you're browsing, oh my god. When you're watching video, oh my god. When you're using the screen, oh my god. It's a 720p HD screen. Now, I'm not gonna say that I have only like been watching a couple of videos on my screen here. I haven't even been trying out movies, but if I would, it would be kind of insane, because the screen is effing amazing. So what do I prefer? Well, I prefer the bigger screen. I think you're gonna get used to the bigger screen. It's not as big as some people say it is. Okay, it is big. If you come from an iPhone, it is big. But you will be able to handle this little girl, after, or I should say big girl. This is a very, very big girl. It's like the twice the size of an iPhone. But boy, do I love the screen. I mean, it's getting more about the screen. It's always been about the screen, especially now when we are having smartphones, and we control everything with the screen. So yes, I'm holding these two phones in my hand right now, and I mean, I love it. 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 But yeah, something that you also should know is that it feels a little weird sometimes. If you're in public, if you're doing something, remember that if you're doing something on your Galaxy Note, boy, people will see what you're doing, because it's a big, massive screen. Okay, everyone will see what you're doing. So, you know, if you want to be anonymous with what you're doing on your phone, boy, don't buy this Note. It's a big fat phone, but boy, do I love it. If you just wanna have a phone that you always could have in one way, or hold in one way in your hand, you should probably just go ahead and buy the latest Steve Jobs phone, the iPhone 4S. If you want to try something cool, if you want to have something that people will look at and say, hey, what the F is that? Because it's so effing big, buy the Galaxy Note. And I even got my brother to buy the Galaxy Note, and he was like an iPhone user, and like now, just a couple of days later, he likes it. He didn't actually think that he would like it as much, but he do like it a lot. So basically, sorry, go buy the Galaxy Note. I haven't heard about any guy that has been sad about the big screen, and I mean, really, you can't be sad. Okay, you can't be sad. No one dislikes an HD display on a smartphone. Okay, just remember that. See you.